Welcome everyone out to the Township of Laurentian Valley regular council meeting for December 17th. I'd like to start off with the Lord's Prayer. Anybody wish may join me, please remain seated. Thank you. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Lord is the kingdom, power and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Okay, Dean, call the order, please.
Mover and seconder, please.
Alan and Jennifer.
Moved by Councillor Wren, second by Councillor Gauthier, that the regular council meeting of December 17, 2024 be called to order at 5:35 p.m.
All in favor? Carried. Roll call, please, Dean.
Mayor Bennett.
Present.
Reeve Watt.
Present.
Councillor Gauthier.
Present.
Councillor Hewitt.
Present.
Councillor Hughley.
Present.
Councillor King.
Present.
Councillor Wren.
Present.
All members present.
Okay, confirmation of the agenda. Keith and Wendy.
Moved by Reeve Watt, second by Councillor Hewitt, that the agenda of the regular council meeting of December 17, 2024 be approved as presented.
All in favor? Carried. Declaration of pecuniary interest. Seeing none. Minutes and notes. Motion for November 19th. Regular meeting minutes and November 19th special council meeting and November 22nd special council meeting and November 26th special council meeting. Betty and Brian.
Moved by Councillor King, second by Councillor Hughley, that the minutes of the regular council meeting of held November 19, 2024, and the minutes of the special council meeting held November 19, 2024, and the minutes of the special council meeting held November 22nd, 2024, and the minutes of the special council meeting held November 26, 2024 be approved as presented.
All in favor? Carried. Motion for December 3rd council in committee meeting. Jennifer and Wendy.
Moved by Councillor Gauthier, second by Councillor Hewitt, that the minutes of the council and committee meeting held December 3rd, 2024 be accepted by council and that the resolution from that committee become resolutions of council.
All in favor? Carried. Employee service awards. Is Joel here?
No, Joel's not, but then you can just put it on the record.
Congratulations to
He unfortunately couldn't attend.
Joel Busky, equipment operator with 5 years of service. I don't know, Mark, you want to add a word or two? I know Joel couldn't make it tonight, but.
Yeah, unfortunately, Joel couldn't make it tonight, but he's been with us 5 years, and he's grown within an organization and got some experience, and he's, I think, looks like he's going to start working towards his water sewer operator training with us as well. So he's kind of has some visions and dreams within our organization, and we're glad to have him with us.
Great. Well, congratulations to Joel. Okay, municipal reports, CAO report. Anything for Dean? Seeing none, treasurer's report. Nothing for Sean. Public Works. Planner. And myself, mayor's report. Okay, no questions or comments. We'll get a motion to accept.
Yeah, please.
Alan and Betty.
Moved by Councillor Wren, second by Councillor King, that the council receive the following reports for mid-November to mid-December 2024 at the regular council meeting of December 17, 2024. The CAO's report, the treasurer's report, Public Works Manager's report, Planner CMC report, and the mayor's report.
All in favor? Carried. Okay, under public meeting, none. And information items, letter of support request, Pembroke Airport. Alan, you want to speak to that?
Yeah, so what this is the federal government has an ACAP program, which most airports in Ontario seem to be not eligible for. So there is a group that's petitioning the provincial government to start their own ACAP program for airports within Ontario. And they're just asking for support as they lobby the provincial government to start this program in the province of Ontario. Their plan is that the program would be for smaller airports that do not or are not eligible for the federal program. So it would be good for our airport.
Okay. I'm sorry, Brian?
Has this letter gone out yet?
Yeah, I believe it has.
Yeah,
Okay. There was just a little duplication of wording in it that might have been corrected in the Roseburg Forest product paragraph there.
I do know that Jennifer from the airport was looking for it over a week ago, so we sent it out right away.
Okay.
Okay, business, 2025 budgets, consolidated user fees and interim tax bylaws. Sean.
Okay, thank you very much. This one will be the shortest, I think, of the whole budget procedure. This is the formality of adopting the budget, so there are some quite a bit of bylaws to pass, but just the highlights really from what we went through. So the 2025 budget can be summarized as an estimated increase of about $76 for the median assessed home. The residential water users would see an increase of about $129. For the median assessed home, it would be $199 increase. For wastewater services, we have about $2.3 million capital investment. Our increase in our tax levy will provide about a net increase in our capital reserves of about $110,000. A net increase in our operating reserves about $34,000, and then we are seeing a net decrease in our wastewater reserves of about $138,000 to help offset that increase in the rate. You can see from the attachments, the bylaws. The temporary borrowing bylaw, that's an annual bylaw. It's not really part of the budget, but we brought it during this process. And then the rest of the bylaws that all pertain to the 2025 budget. So if there's, we will be following up in January with hopefully sometime in mid-January with a budget book where we would do a press release and then have on our website like a more in-depth professional looking document that summarizes it. Just, I was hoping to maybe have it ready for this, but with the timeline, it's a bit tight, but we'll come out after Christmas and release that. So then we get that out before the interim tax bills will go out in February.
Okay, any questions for Sean? No. I think we do.
Yep.
Pass it now and then in the bylaws?
yeah, correct.
Okay. And Jennifer seconds.
Moved by Councillor Wren, second by Councillor Gauthier. That the Council of Township of Laurentian Valley approved the 2025 operating capital budget and forward the council remuneration, employee enumeration, wastewater budget, water budget, general operating and capital budget, temporary borrowing, consolidated user fees, and interim tax bylaws to the bylaw portion of this meeting.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Carried. Thanks, Sean. Multi-year accessibility plan update. Who's doing that one?
Yes, that's Laurie.
Good evening. So before you is a report regarding the multi-year accessibility plan update. The Accessibility for Ontarians with Disabilities Act was passed in 2005, and further there was supporting legislation, Integrated Accessibility Standard Regulation OREG 19111, and these consist of standards addressing to the customer services, information and communication, employment, design of public spaces, built environment, and transportation. So in accordance with legislation, the township is required to pass a multi-year plan, which we've done in the past, and it's now coming due at the end of 2024. So we took a group of internal staff and did an audit of all the facilities as well as the building, and came up with a new updated plan for the year 2025 to 2029. We provided provided methods of feedback to the general public as our way of consulting with people with disabilities. We, in the past, have taken it to the county run-through for their accessibility committee. However, we didn't have any luck with bringing it there this year, so we decided to put a notice out on the website. We put it in the newsletter, and we provided information, alternate ways people can provide comment. And we allowed that till December 6th, at which time we received no comments from anyone from the public regarding the plan. So we're just asking for approval for the plan for 2025 to 2029.
Okay, thanks, Laurie. Any questions for Laurie or comments? Okay, seeing none, we have a motion. Betty and Keith.
Moved by Councillor King, second by Reeve Watt, that the council approve the multi-year accessibility plan 2025 to 2029 and that council forward bylaw 2024-12069 as presented to the bylaw portion of the regular council meeting of December 17, 2024 for enactment.
All in favor? Carried. Thanks, Laurie. Brett, Leach towel drain loan, please.
Hey, okay, so just to follow up, basically, we'd given a previous approval for a potential loan if it was desired. They've gone ahead, done the work. I've completed the inspections and filled out the paperwork for OMAFRA. And we're basically at the point now where we just need to approve the loan and the recollection schedule. So we have a bylaw agreeing to do the loan and the sale of the debenture to OMAFRA. There's a payment schedule outlined and everything's there, and this will close it up for them. So.
Okay, good. Any questions? Keith?
So I see this as a great opportunity and a benefit to the farmer, and especially to improve the farmland quality and whatever. But as I went through it, there's nothing that says about insurance of payment. So he's to pay the township's to give it to the Ministry of Finance.
Correct.
But is it an insured loan? Or where do we stand on that?
It gets treated like taxes, so it's a priority collection. I mean, ultimately, if he went into default, we would have to do like a tax sale. So that's kind of the fallback on it. But, I don't know of anything in our township historically that's ever happened. Like it's, but I guess there is always that potential there that would be the method we'd have to use to collect.
No, I thought it was, but I just wanted to reassure you. Thank you.
And that is why some of the farmers, it's also another benefit to them by taking and getting the money this way. It doesn't show as a registered debt to them, it shows as property taxes. So if they want to borrow more money, it has freed up some income for them as a loan. So it's, like I say, it's just a program they rolled out to try and do what they can to improve farmland without actually tying up the individual's income. So,
Thank you.
okay.
Anything else for Brett? No, we have a motion. Brian and Keith.
Moved by Councillor Ugly, second by Reeve Watt, that the council of Township of Laurentian Valley be authorized to enter into a tile drain loan debenture agreement in that bylaw 2024-12070 as presented, be forwarded to the bylaw portion of December 17, 2024 regular meeting for enactment.
All in favor? Carried. Okay, and our information items, thanks, Brett. Monthly animal report. Any questions or comments? Brian?
Have we ever got a response back to details on, I'm looking back all the way to May to 5 dog attacks that month and where that all is?
Sorry, what was that? Still trying to get other thing before the next conversation.
Have we had any feedback on
I don't
or
believe
details?
so. No, I don't believe we have. Why, is there an outstanding one?
Like, there's a total of 7 there, but 5 in 1 month, and we never really got any explanation to what was,
Well, I guess, are you one in particular you said, or like you're seeing, there is a call status, right? So it's, you know, if it's ongoing, well, the charges are late, so that's ongoing. I don't know if you're taking, anything further than that, like what,
just we never get an update on,
well, we're not gonna give you like a public update on abiding, that's just not the way, unfortunately, there's freedom of information issues with that. You know, because there's possibility of obviously charges being laid and that kind of stuff, so it's, I mean, if there's a specific thing, you know, I think the idea here would be if was serious enough to get it, that we would give you an update of some sort somehow. But in the case where it's resolved or ongoing, it's kind of left to there, but I mean, I can certainly ask them if we can get something further, I guess.
But I guess on the right-hand column, it's saying, like on the far right side chart, the total for year 7, but dog attacks, 7
Yeah.
total.
And that's the total of the year, so I mean, 5 of them were in May. And, you know, and I can't remember, I do recall there was, I think 1 dog that we had like 2 or 3 with, but I don't recall.
But what you're saying is you can't come out and
Well,
say.
we can't really, like, especially when it's ongoing, if there's, you know, charges laid or something like that, if it's resolved. I mean, if you're going back to see where we are with the May one, I guess I could find out and bring you an update as to, you know, is it ongoing, is it closed, has it been to court? I mean, we could do that, I could circle back with those dog attacks. At least then you can follow up maybe on a, you know, at some point they could redo it and say, you know, for those ones, we'd like to get a final kind of conclusion of what exactly happened again. Well, yeah, I mean, that's the discussion we've had, you know, a bunch, and like I said, we did bring that report back, and I think Lori provided it again in the last month. So it's a matter of what council wants to do with that. I mean, I know it's a bit of a costly venture. It's not as costly as it looks though, because we have a set fee monthly that they put in so much time, and we're paying that anyway, regardless of how many they're dealing with. Now, if you get over and above that, obviously there's some hourly charges, so there is a bit of cost there, but it's not as heavy as what, like 142, I mean, it's a lot of cats, but it's not as costly as it might seem, according to that report anyway.
Keith?
Yes.
Is it just animals that this bylaw company looks after? Like, is there anything else under bylaw that?
We've used them for property standards a bit this year. Like, in the past, we found that we may have been lacking with that enforcement. So Brad has been kind of channeling some of those to them to, you know, because property standards is a very detailed, lengthy process. So we try to come back and circle back to, and we're using them to help us out. And I think it's been helpful. I believe we've dealt with, how many, Brett, 3 or 4 maybe property standards files?
Yeah, I've sent them, I'm gonna say 3 to 5.
Yeah.
And again, I consult with Dean before I call them in, but it's typically ones that I foresee being a long-term time process, or ones where at the end of it all, I foresee needing to lay a fine. They have the ticket books and the experience to actually follow through and finish up with that part of it. So we've been leaning on them a little bit. It's still, you know, a very small percentage of the calls that they handle other than the animal. But there are 3 to 5 out there, so.
Thank you.
Okay, anything else? Okay. Minister's letter as a council code of conduct. Do you want to comment on that, Dean?
No, it's information. I believe they're leaning to maybe doing a common kind of code of conduct for the whole province. I don't think it's as legislated yet, but that's something that they're working on, so I'm not sure how that'll materialize in the end. I mean, we have our own now, but if we're forced into using it, I'm not sure, but we'll see.
I wonder when they're going to have their own code of conduct, same as they're forcing municipal representatives to abide by, that they don't have to. It's really unfortunate that They're forcing us to do this, and I understand that it's needed, but it should also be the people in Toronto as well.
Okay, down to bylaws. How do we want to do that?
Okay, so I guess there is one bylaw that I know some members have shown some interest in. I think we're best to maybe discuss it, maybe pull it basically out. We can pass the others and come back to it, or we can just pull it out. I think maybe we're best just to pull it out and put it on the floor. So the one in question, I guess, is the 2024-12060 to enter into an agreement with the consortium and Kitchissippi Productions for management services at Festival Hall. So we did receive an email late today. Maybe, I think for lack of better purpose, I'm gonna relay it maybe to Councillor Hughley, because I know there's been some Kiwanis stuff. So just kind of, maybe in a nutshell, just to explain what the discussions have been, and I believe it has been somewhat resolved from what I gather today. So I'll just leave it at that and maybe let you kind of bring it forward.
Yeah, I guess it's getting close to a resolution. It's just a question of getting it in writing. And so I guess I'm proposing that it be tabled until such time as it is all in writing.
Okay, I guess the only comment I'll make is, and there's no problem to table. Now, this bylaw is basically for the approval to engage with Kitchissippi Productions to manage the festival hall, which the consortium has agreed to. So now it's coming back to the partners, and we need to pass a motion to establish a bylaw to put the agreement in place. I'm a bit, I guess the concern here is, yes, we're dealing with this one particular thing, and if we're tabling it just for that, but I guess the bigger picture is, in a year's time, and we have another group there, and we don't like, we're hearing some backlash. We got to understand that Kitchissippi is now the holder of the agreement and runs the thing itself. So I don't know where the end game is for this right now. So, again, I'm just putting devil's advocate here, because I just think, there's been some commitments made already to this group, and, I know we don't have to, and there's probably an out clause to get out of it anyway, but there are some things here that we just got late this afternoon, and maybe we just want to go through them quickly. Came from the city, but unfortunately we just got it, well, I got a little later, but it was drafted at 4:27, so I'm just gonna let Lori put them up there, and we can maybe just read them quickly. There's a few things, but just to kind of get a full picture here, just before we kind of go down the path. I was gonna send it to you all, but I thought I'd just put it up here. Okay, so can you pull it over a little bit, Lori, or no? Is that, okay. Okay, so when they say the first one, already approved, the agreement was unanimously approved by Festival Hall and City Planning Department and Council of the Township. Well, that's unfortunately not quite correct, because obviously our committee level, we approved it, but we didn't officially do it at council, so that's a little bit of a stretch there. This is coming from the city, staff at City Hall, Elijah McEwen has kind of drafted this. Public announcement coverage, Kitchissippi has been publicly announced as new management company, and there's been significant media coverage. A work in progress, Mr. Pierce, who leads Kitchissippi Production, has been working since the agreement was approved, meeting stakeholders, delivering plans, unanimous full approval. Transition is underway. Mr. Pierce has met with school, current operator, stakeholder, and to ensure smooth transition. Kitchissippi Productions officially takes over management on January 1st with upcoming performance schedule, including Streetlight Theater's production starting January 31st. Impact on scheduled events. If tabled, Streetlight will need to cancel their January 31st to February 8th shows. Restarting the process would disrupt the Kiwanis Music Festival and other planned events, damaging Festival Hall and city's reputation. There you go. Kitchissippi was the highest scoring proponent in the RFP process. No alternative exists without restarting into the process entirely. Rental negotiations such as issues earlier this month with Kiwanis have been resolved in management company's purview as per the agreement. Accountability in the agreement. Safeguards exist for consortium to remove the management company if performance issues arise. Liability risk, tabling the bylaw could expose city to costs incurred by Kitchissippi Productions since approval. Operational clarity, if tabled, it raises questions about Kitchissippi Productions' ability to continue working, creating operational confusion. Reputation and stakeholder relationships, reversing course, risk damaging relationships with the school board and school and its board, the consortium, municipalities, and Kitchissippi Productions. Reasonable transition period after 13 years under previous management bumps in the transition are expected and do not reflect the failure in capabilities, particularly as the sole management has yet to begin. I mean, those are points that, I don't tend to agree with them all, but there are points that are out there. I guess the question here on this discussion is, why are we tabling it? I guess in the sense that we want a written agreement with Kiwanis and the consortium, or Kitchissippi, I guess. But what's next? So we get that tomorrow. Are we okay then? And I guess I'm just a little unclear as to where we're going with this.
I guess it's a question of, we want it to start off on the right foot. Festival Hall is a community center for all the community. That's why it's managed by 3 different municipalities. And the major organizations which use it from a community standpoint are the Kiwanis Music Festival and the library's multicultural events. And there have been challenges with both of those right off the hop. And it's, that the role of the manager really is to build the bridges and make it work with the community end of things. And, by tabling it, it's more, work things out, because this is why we have a festival hall run by the community as a whole, is to encourage and promote community activities.
But just for the record, I guess the issue here is the consortium hires a management company to run it, so it's their baby. Like, it's basically they're running the actual hall. The consortium kind of, obviously is the umbrella over top of it that he reports to, but ultimately it is a commercial enterprise that is there to, obviously make money. But your point is, you want it to kind of be community oriented too, which you're right. I mean, there's no question. So, I mean, the one thing, maybe if we're tabling it, one thing is maybe we put an ask, and again, we're only one of 3. So, I mean, if the other 2 decide not to do it, we're probably losing that battle too. But the question here, I think, would be if we should maybe be asking the consortium, let's develop a policy so that some of these service boards or local community groups that might not be, they're not, for instance, a concert coming into town and making full money, that maybe we should be, he'd be creating some policy to state these groups will receive this kind of rate, or these groups will receive this kind of rate. Something like that at least then all the players are aware, what they're up against. If they come in there, if you're a community group, you might get this rate, but if you're actually a band coming in and, full thing, then you're gonna get this rate. I don't know, that might be an option to see if they could do that. I don't know if the committee or consortium has ever asked for anything like that, Betty or Chris, lately. They hadn't when I sat on it anyway, but I don't think Rick had anything like that, but like just like a book of rates, for instance, like if I'm coming off the street and whatever, I wanna have a kids concert, I pay $200, and if I'm coming in and I'm having a band and Tragically Hip and coming in and I'm paying $2,000, I'm just saying those kind of things. I don't know if there's anything like that, or there was never before anyway. No.
I think maybe Rick in the past, the former manager, did kind of have a local group rate and then another town rate, and I think that was common knowledge. I'm just going to comment that the more that has happened today and the notes that we got from the city this afternoon, I'm kind of concerned that the consortium has, or the board has hired this person. We're here to give the blessing tonight. And if we don't do that, if we've gone this far, he's already got a signed contract and started up his business. and now we're going to put them on hold, and some of these events are going to be canceled, where the biggest concern this week was the Kiwanis Club, and it is in writing that it's been solved. I just kind of feel that we've let this person get the job, we've authorized to get the job, and he's moved forward, and he's come back and worked with the local group Kiwanis to make it work for them. And from the email I saw, they're happy with it, and now the city has it in writing on this report. I struggle with the fact that it's not going to look good on the three partners, or at least us, to delay him and start canceling before it even starts. Alan?
I think what we're up against here is as a municipality, we send a representative to this consortium to represent this council, and that representative voted, having the information that they had, and it was the group of them voted in favor of this contract. And I know myself, as our representative at the airport, I'm sent there to make decisions on behalf of this municipality, and I'd be pretty put out if this municipality all of a sudden started second guessing the everything that the airport commission was doing. I think we have a group of people there that are managing it on our behalf, and is there some issues with this that I think need to be sorted out? Absolutely, but I think they voted on this contract. The guy has got the contract. I agree with the mayor that if we start backpedaling and start costing him money and hurting his business, then we're just setting ourselves up for a lawsuit. So not only for his losses, but what happens to his reputation then?
Anybody else? Okay, so do you want to vote on the others first, or do we want to vote on this one?
Well, I guess, I think what I prefer to do is do them, if we're I'll put them all on the floor, and if we don't want to pass the actual bylaw, then we'll defeat it, and then we can adjust it from there, I guess. I think that's the way to do this.
Okay.
Okay, so we need a mover and a seconder, please.
Keith and Al?
Okay, the following bylaws be enacted and passed and be read a first, second, and third time, and be numbered and signed by the mayor and the clerk and sealed with the seal of the corporation, and be engrossed in this bylaw book the 17th day of December 2024. Bylaw 2024-12-059 to appoint committees of adjustment for 2025. Bylaw 2024-12-060 to enter an agreement with the consortium and Kitchissippi Productions for the management services of Festival Hall. Bylaw 2024-12-061 temporary borrowing bylaw for year 2025. Bylaw 2024-12-062 to approve 2025 general operating and capital budgets. Bylaw 2024-12-063 to set water rates for 2025. Bylaw 2024-12-064 to approve 2025 wastewater sewer budget. Bylaw 2024-12-065 remuneration for council for 2025. Bylaw 2024-12-066 remuneration for employees in 2025. Bylaw 2024-12-067 to amend bylaw 2024-02-11 consolidated tariff of fees bylaw. Bylaw 2024-12-068 interim tax levy for 2025. Bylaw 2024-12-069 to adopt multi-year accessibility plan 2025 to 2029. Bylaw 2024-12-070 to impose drainage rates upon lands with respect to money is board under the Child Drainage Act, leach.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all in favor?
Well, I think what we're doing now is we defeat it, so if they want to vote against it, then we'll defeat it, and then we'll do the other, and then the reason we'll pull the other ones up, but right now it's in there.
Does everybody understand that? Okay,
If somebody's not happy with one of these bylaws, then I would suggest you vote against this motion, and we'll bring another motion up later.
At this point, you can't sever,
Well,
as he asked.
it's the same thing, right?
it's the same thing, so if we defeat this, it's automatically severed. Like, so I'd prefer to put them, they're all on the floor. If we're not happy with one of them and you want to vote against the motion, then vote against it, and then it'll get defeated, and then we'll circle back and see what the issue is, which, you know, it's the same thing, I think.
Same idea as pulling them out and passing the rest, and then deciding yes or no on that one. So if it's defeated, then you tell us which one is being defeated.
I mean,
which-
I guess the other option is if somebody wants to put a motion on top of this one to table one of them, we could do that and then vote on the tabling, and then if it's not, then it's back to this one. But if that's what you prefer, it doesn't matter. I mean, there's no right or wrong here. It's either defeating this one or tabling the other one. I mean, it's somebody, I need a mover to table it, that's all, and it'll supersede this one.
So then we
Yeah.
get rid of the motion that we have now?
No, it stays on the floor. If somebody
Okay.
wants to table it, they just say, I'd like to table that bylaw, and I'll put it on. I'll move it, you can, yeah, okay, moved by Counselor Ugly, we need a seconder to table it, Counselor King. Okay, so I'll read the tabling motion is basically the bylaw that 2024-12 to enter into an agreement with the consortium in Kitchissippi Productions for management service and festival be tabled to a further council meeting in anticipation of additional information.
Any further discussion? All in favor? 1, 2, 3?
Yeah, 3?
Okay, so
Yeah, you
motion
gotta go against, no, you gotta go against, maybe somebody's gonna abstain.
Oh. Okay. All against the motion?
3, yeah.
I just want to be clear.
Yeah.
If we say we're against tabling it.
Correct.
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 Okay. So all against the motion. Okay. I have 3.
What did, huh?
I don't know which way to go, so can I not vote, or do I have to vote?
Well, if you don't vote, you're voting against it. So by show of no hands, you're voting against the motion.
No, I'll,
Okay, so what? You better do that again, please. All in favor
All in favor of the motion
to table?
to table? 1, 2,
3.
3. All against the motion to table? 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, so that's defeated.
Either way, it would have been defeated. If she wanted to not vote, it was tied, it's defeated.
No, but no, she would have voted as a negative because she doesn't vote, she's negative, so she's on the other side then. Then it's tabled.
Okay, so go back to your original motion then?
Okay, so we're back to the original motion on the floor with all the bylaws there. And you can call you want me to read them all again?
Yes.
All the bylaws?
I forget them. Yes, okay, there's a motion on the floor. All in favor? Carried. Okay, council acknowledgements. That's right. Sorry about that. Okay, council acknowledgements.
Anybody?
Anybody? Keith?
Just one item that has come up again, and that's the Wi-Fi is shading up inside the building. I know I raised it once before, and once you're inside, your Wi-Fi does not work. People are constantly going outdoors to check and see what's going on, so.
Okay, I wasn't aware of that. I think we did do some work there and I didn't see any trouble last weekend, but I don't know, like, is anybody else? Really?
Laurie, do you want to comment on it?
I missed 7 phone calls on the 2 nights that we were there.
No, but phone calls are a cellular service,
But
so
even the
that's not
text I
Wi-Fi.
didn't get until I got back into my truck and heading out.
You can do Wi-Fi calling and it should come through.
Yeah, Wi-Fi, but what you were saying now, you're talking about cell service in the building now, so
That's
it's not
right.
Wi-Fi.
That's
Okay.
right.
All right, so that might be, and I don't know if we've
There's
ever,
no self-service in that building.
no, I don't know, I mean, and I can ask Nevada if,
And I think the issue, it's the same issue we do experience even in this building here when it comes to cell service. So the Wi-Fi has been fixed, and I even witnessed that on the weekend, like when there was a large number of users. It's the cell with all the metal building parts where that's a constant battle whenever we have these metal buildings for cell.
I guess we
Boosters
could
won't
look
work?
into, pardon?
Boosters won't work?
Well, I was gonna say, maybe we could ask, I don't even know who's the service provider there, is it anybody know if it's Bell or if it's NRTC or for the cell or cell?
Well, the cell service would be anybody.
Yeah, true, no, that's right, that's not, yeah, no, so it's a matter of getting a booster in there, maybe. We can explore that and see if there's, I would have thought that would have been done, but maybe not, maybe it's been overlooked in the cell service, because I know we did put, I thought we got Rogers or something in, didn't we do something with, didn't they do something? Anyway, I'm not sure. We'll circle back and check that though, appreciate it. Yeah, Cogeco, yeah, okay. So that would have been strictly Wi-Fi then, okay. Okay, so.
Okay, so I've got a couple of things, and anybody else wants to go off me for sure. Last Thursday night, we had the volunteer night put on by Nevada and Chris. Most of council were there. I thought it was very well done. I thought the volunteers really appreciated the evening that we gave for them, and I just want to thank staff for putting it on. I think it was a great job. Also want to mention that we are halfway through our term, so I will be asking to meet with each council representative in the new year, just to have a chat over the first 2 years, and I generally do that halfway through the term, so. You all get graded. The third one is, I don't know if you're all aware or not, but last night I was made aware through Dean that Ty Faliber, who is the son of Joey and Michelle, who are Laurentian Valley residents, played his first NHL game in Vancouver for Colorado. They did a great few words about it during the game last night. They showed the parents in the stands, and I know there's 7 or 8 of his buddies that actually flew out to see the game, and he was actually interviewed after the first period. So I thought it was kind of neat to have someone from Laurentian Valley on playing the NHL and having his first game. They did the whole routine of a rookie on the ice in the warm-up, threw all the pucks on the ice, and he was the only one out there for the first 20 or 30 seconds, and all his buddies were cheering. It's on video if anybody wants to see it. So that was pretty neat. So nice to see. So anybody else have anything for council? Okay, seeing none.
Note and file.
Note and file. Jennifer and Wendy.
Moved by Councillor Gauthier, second by Councillor Hewitt, that any items not specifically addressed by motion of the regular council meeting of December 17, 2020 will be noted and filed accordingly.
All in favor? Carried? Confirmatory bylaw. Brian and Keith.
Moved by Councillor Hughley, second by Councillor, Reeve Watt, that be resolved that the Council of Township of Laurentian Valley approves confirmatory bylaw 2024-12071 as having been introduced and read a first, second, and third time, and the said bylaw be numbered and signed by the mayor and the clerk and sealed with the seal of the corporation this 17th day of December 2024.
All in favor? And adjournment. Betty and Al.
Moved by Councillor King, second by Councillor Wren, that the regular council meeting of December 17, 2024 be adjourned at 6:20.
All in favor? Carried? So just in closing our meeting tonight,